Transport company has a total of 20 vehicles made up of tricycles and taxi cabs. Each tricycle carries 2 passengers while each taxi cab carries 4 passengers. If the 20 vehicles carry a total of 66 passengers at a time, how many tricycles does the company have? So, for example, you're going for an excursion in your school and you have two means of transport, tricycles and taxi cab. A tricycle can only take 2 passengers and a taxi cab can take 4. Now, we're told that the total number of vehicles, that is, the sum of the number of the taxi cabs and the tricycles, is 20. And the total number of passengers, or let me, in this case, where in this example, we're using the number of students going for the excursion is 66. So the 20 vehicles carried 66 people. We are asked to find out how many tricycles the company has. So this is also a simultaneous equation problem, a word problem leading us to a simultaneous equation. I know that it is a simultaneous equation because we have two variables involved, the number of tricycles and the number of taxi cabs. Now, in this case, let's use P and Q. So if we say let P represent number of tricycles and Q be the number of taxi cabs. Now, we know that there are 20 in total. That means P plus Q equals 20. Now, each tricycle carries 2 passengers. That means my P multiplied by 2. Each taxi cab carries 4 passengers. My Q multiplied by 4. The sum of these two is now 66. That means 2P plus 4Q equals 66. So if I regard this as my equation 1, and I say this is my equation 2, from my equation 2, I can say that each term in the equation 2 has 2 as a factor. I mean, they are all multiples of 2. So if I factorize out that 2, I'm going to have 2 into P plus 2Q equals 66. And when I divide all through by 2, I'm going to have P plus 2Q equals 33. Now, I can solve my equations now. I've simplified it, so let's solve. Let's say this is equation 3. I can say that my equation 1 and 3 that I'm about to solve, P has the same coefficient, so I can eliminate P. So if I say equation 3 minus 1, I'm going to have 2Q minus Q equals 33 minus 20. These are the equations I'm comparing. I'm comparing this is what I'm solving, and this. We can see that our P here has coefficient of 1, our P here has coefficient of 1, so it is easy to eliminate P. Now, 2Q right here, minus this Q, that's what I've written here. This 33 minus 20 is what I've written here. So 2Q minus Q is going to give me Q. 33 minus 20 is going to give me 13. But that's not what the question asked us. The question says, how many tricycles does the company have? We've represented the number of tricycles with P. So we're going to find P. From any of the equation we can use our Q to get P. P is, from equation 1, we can use P plus Q, which is 13, equals to 20. So P is going to be 20 minus 13, which is 7. That means P is 7. That means there are 7 tricycles. So to use another method to solve the question, So from our first equation, P plus Q equals to 20, and P 2P plus Q, 2P plus 4Q equals 66. So I can rather multiply this equation by this first equation. I can rather multiply it by 2 so that I will have the same coefficient for P, or I can choose to multiply it by 4 so that I can have the same coefficient with Q. So let's choose to multiply by 4. So equation 1 multiplied by 4, that will give me 4P plus 4Q equals to 80. So now let me compare this new equation with 2P plus 4Q equals 66. That means these are the two equations I want to solve simultaneously now. Now that my coefficient, the coefficient of Q is the same, I can eliminate Q. So if we say the first here minus the second, 4P minus 2P equals 80 minus 66. That means 2P equals 14. And my P is definitely 14 over 2, which is 7. So you can say that we're going to get the same question. And even if you solve using substitution method, you'll get the same answer. So we have 7 tricycles. Let's confirm. Now, if we truly have 7 tricycles and a tricycle can only take 2 passengers, that means 7 multiplied by 2 will give me 14. We calculated Q to be 13. That is the number of taxi cabs. So if a taxi cab carries 4 passengers, that means 13 taxi cabs will carry 13 times 4, which is 52. When you add 52 to 14, you're going to get 66, which is what the question gave us.